Here, I'm going to show you how to turn formulas into true or false in Excel. It may seem kind of trivial or kind of weird, but it is incredibly important when formulas get more complex. You want to use data validation to control what a user can input into a cell, or you want to use something like conditional formatting to dynamically control the format or appearance of cells based on the values in them. All of these things require you to output true or false from your formulas, and you can do it with any formula in Excel, even the famous VLOOKUP. Before we start, check the video description and click the link to Teach Excel so you can download the files for the tutorial and follow along. And make sure to subscribe and accept notifications so you can see all the new tutorials. All right, so here we have some sample data over here and a basic little table, and then 5 examples over here where we are going to go from basic formulas and some intermediate formulas. We have a VLOOKUP down here, and we're going to convert their output into simple true, false values. And what I have here is a column that explains what we're going to be doing. So getting a value, text length, a part of the text, check if the value exists, or a VLOOKUP. Then we're going to get a little piece of it. We're going to have the initial formula before it equals true or false, and then we're going to convert it. Now, the first thing that you need to figure out before you even start your formulas is what you actually want to check for. So I've got that listed over here. So it's sort of a more specific description of this right here. So here it just says value, but here it's value greater than 10. This is our check. So what we need to do is then come up with a formula that will allow us to perform that check. We're going to start with a very simple one right here, the simplest version of a formula, equaling the value of another cell. So equals 25. Now, what is the simplest way to make something evaluate to true or false? Just use a comparison operator. So here we're going to take that formula that we made, equals A3, and check, is it greater than 10? So the basic thing is to use a comparison operator at the end of your formula. That will always return a true or a false. That is saying, hey, I want you to take this to the left, and I want you to compare it to the thing to the right of my comparison operator. So comparison operators really are going to be key here. Now let me zoom in just a little bit, and I will quickly go over the comparison operators. So you have greater than, is A3 greater than 10? Less than. You have greater than or equal to. You have less than or equal to. You have not equal to, that's a less than and greater than sign back to back, and even an equal sign. So this looks goofy for some people, equals A3 equals 10. Just remember the first one just says, hey, there's going to be a formula in this cell. For the next one, we are going to combine getting the length with our check. So we want to check if there are 10 characters in this cell, specifically 10 characters. So let's say that we have a part number and it must be 10 characters in the length. So we use the len function because we want to get length. So equals len A2, and then we get 5. All right, so now that we have our formula, it is working. Let us continue to build it so that we can output true or false. Equals len. Now what do we need? We need our comparison operator. There we go. And what do we want to compare it to? 10. Does it equal 10? Yes or no? No, it does not equal 10. Now let's continue this. Let us say that we want to check the very first character of the cell. So we have to get the very first character of the cell. We're going to use the left function for that, equals left. We're going to go right here. You don't need the second argument for this because by default it will remove one character from the left of the cell, or not remove, but it will display it over here. And then we get our letter A. Now we want to check if it is a T. So we are going to now take our working formula, the left function, and we are going to compare it to see if it equals the text character T. Since it is text instead of a number this time, we have to put it within quotation marks. But we just used a comparison operator as we did in the previous two examples. and then we get true or false. Now let's make it a little bit more interesting. Here, I want to find if there is a dash in this cell. So let's go ahead and put a dash in there first. And now let's go down here and think about what can I use to figure out if there is a dash in that cell. There are a couple different functions that I could use. I could use the find function, the search function. I could even use the substitute function combined with the len function. That's pretty interesting and used for more powerful checks with data validation and conditional formatting. But let's go with the find function here, and it will illustrate an interesting thing. So find, what do I want to find? Well, I want to check if there's a dash. So I put a dash within quotation marks. Where do I want to check it? Here. Start num. I want it to start at the beginning of the cell, so I don't care where it finds the dash, just find me a dash. And it's going to return the position of the first dash that it finds, which is position 4, ASC dash number 4. So you would think that what I could do then is just take this as we have previously, pull it over here, and just say, hey, I want you to be greater than 0 because you return the position where you found it, right? So just make it greater than 0. All right, but, and this is something you have to pay attention to. This is why you have to check as many possible outcomes as you can. Let's remove the dash. Now we get an error here, but not only here where we need to get true or false, we now have an error, and that's a problem. So now we need to think, is there a way that I can make this equal true or false? Well, you could use the if-error function, but you don't need to use that for this example. Let's back up one more, put the dash in there, there we go. And let us think. Here, it's a number if it works, it's an error if it doesn't. So if it doesn't find it, it is an error. Is there anything I can use that will return true if it's a number, but false if it's not a number? We have the perfect function. Let's go over here. This time, instead of a comparison operator, we must use another function. And the is functions are great. We have is blank, error, even, formula, logical, all sorts of is functions now. We are going to use is number. Checks whether a value is a number and returns true or false. And then we're going to paste in the find function. True, because it is a number now. Now let us remove the dash. We get an error here as expected, but a false here. So in this case, the comparison operator has let us down, but the is number function swooped in to save us. Those is functions are quite helpful. So type equals is, as I did a moment ago, and check them out, and they are really going to come in handy. All right. Now let us go to the VLOOKUP, everybody's favorite function. So let's create a little VLOOKUP here, equals VLOOKUP. And what do we want to look up? Well, we're going to look up something in this table. So first, let's get something that will work, apple, and table array, and column index number 2, range lookup, false for exact match. Great, I get yum. So in this instance, I want this cell over here to return true. If we search for something that we cannot find, let us say that in this list we want to find rum. I can't find any rum. What a shame. But now it says false. So it's very easy to make this error return false. You just use the if-error function. You put in what you want to do for the value function. In this case, you'd put in, actually I'll go ahead and paste it in just so we have the full experience. You paste in for the value the function or formula that you would like to run, in this case the VLOOKUP, and then for the value if error, you put what you want to be spit out if there is an error. In this case, and there are actually a number of ways that we could do what I'm about to do next, but I would like to give you a nice nested function, or a few nested functions. What we're going to do now is we're going to make it return true when it finds the correct value. So it works if there's an error, but let's make it work. now as well. So let's make sure that we have the working VLOOKUP function copied. There we go. Let's go over here. And we are going to do equals if. Now, all we want to do is see if VLOOKUP found something or not. So let's use the old isError function. It's how we used to do things before there was an if-error function. So if and then isError. Now let's put our VLOOKUP function right in there. That's why we copied it, so we don't make any mistakes. Paste it right in there. Close up the isError. Now, if there is an error, what do I want to output? False. False is its own function. It's going to output the false value. And if there is no error, then we want to output true. And you see as well, that is the function for the true logical value. So close that up for the if statement, hit enter. It has found a value and now returned true. Now let's make it so that it cannot find the value that we want to look for. So we go over here and let's look for rum. False, no rum. And I will go ahead and update this as well, so they're both the same. And what I'm going to do, so it's a little bit easier, so you only have to change the rum in one place, is go like this and make the cell reference over here. So when we search rum, false, not found. When we search apple, everything is happy. Now just use the COUNTIF function for this if you want to use the comparison operator. So equals COUNTIF range criteria apple. It's going to give you a number, so maybe I should put that right here. And then what do? We have our formula. We need a comparison operator. Greater than 0. Perfect. And what happens if we search for rum here? 0. So put rum here. False. As you can see, there are about a million ways to do everything in Excel. When you want something to output true and false, try it with a comparison operator initially, and if that doesn't work, look for some is functions to help you out, then look for some other functions if that doesn't work. Maybe even nest some functions to make a stubborn function like the VLOOKUP function return the results that you want to use. So even though this is more verbose than you need, there's a lot more here than you need. You could use the COUNTIF function. If it works and it's good for you, just leave it like that. True and false in Excel is very, very important. It helps you do a lot of things such as conditional formatting, data validation, and a lot of very powerful formulas and functions utilize true and false. So it's a very important concept to understand, and it's important to know how to go from a regular formula to a true-false output. I hope you liked the tutorial. If it was helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and make sure to subscribe and accept notifications so you can see all the new tutorials.